learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim. Fuck L. Ron Hubbard and fuck all his clones. Fuck all you gun-toting hip gangster wannabes. Learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim. Fuck retro anything, fuck your tattoos. Fuck all you junkies and fuck your short memories. Learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim. Fuck smiley glad hands with hidden agendas. Fuck these dysfunctional, insecure actresses. Learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim. Welcome to another episode of the Apocalypse. I am Nicholas, your guy. Has the secret identity of Adrian Dittman been revealed by the New York Post? A Murdoch rag. Can it be trusted? I don't know. Maybe you do. Yes, let's get right into it. Adrian Dittman revealed, finally, when all they had to do is get on camera together at the same time. They love each other, right? Adrian Dittman sounds like, my God, he's in love with Elon, right? So all they had to do was just get on camera together. That's quite possible in today's world. Elon's the techno guy, right? He can hook that up. $200 billion, two guys on camera, maybe some other form of proof. I don't know. Make us all look stupid, right? Let's see what was said. Let me just open this up. Get to the gallery. Yes, the New York Post, I believe this was yesterday. I meant to talk about it yesterday too, but it slipped my mind. There's so much. During the apocalypse, Elon Musk's alleged online alter ego, Adrian Dittman, is actually a German man living in Fiji. Isn't that convenient? I bet it's real easy to confirm who lives in fucking Fiji, right? This is real convenient. He's German, but he lives in Fiji. Here's the thing, guys. The New York Post is a Murdoch rag. It's about as trustworthy as, I don't know, the Inquirer. In other words, it can't be fucking trusted at all. I read the article, and I'm sorry, I'm not satisfied with the investigation done by the New York Post. I'm just not satisfied. Here's what would satisfy me. It's real simple. Because we're dealing with an habitual liar in Leon Scum. There's at least a lie a day told before the whole world. So I can't trust him. I sure as fuck can't trust the Murdochs who are paying $1 billion for defamation. And that's just one lawsuit. There's so many others. So I can't trust those adjudicated liars. Otherwise they wouldn't have settled for $1 billion or almost $1 billion. So what am I left with? Well, I'm left with Einstein. Remember Einstein? The person whose analysis I read to you yesterday or the day before? There were words like Gaussian in their investigation, in their scientifically based investigation. I didn't see Gaussian in the New York Post report. I didn't see much at all in the New York Post report. And again, the only thing that will convince me is both of them on camera at the same time. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not telling you what to think. I wouldn't dare. But as far as I'm concerned, it's Elon, baby, and the cat's out the bag. And they didn't prove jack shit yet, even though they pretending they did. I'm sorry, this is Elon's biggest fan. Why wouldn't he want to come on camera? Both of their cute little faces right next to each other on some type of camera feed that we can both see them at the same time. What's the problem here? Mr. Dittman loves to be all over social media, 4chan, all over the place. What's the problem? He's kind of a public figure now, right? He's forever attached to Elon. So I don't see the problem here. Just, doing a camera. I ain't asking for the guy's fucking address. Just come on camera. Otherwise, I ain't believing it, and I still don't believe it. New York Post, Murdoch's? That's defamation central there, son. Almost $1 billion. And again, that's just one suit. That doesn't count the other voting machine companies and other parties that sued the living fuck out of them. To the point they were so scared, they settled for $750 million. One suit. So yeah, I ain't buying this, son. Sorry. Now, again, some more buyer's remorse here. I mean, you were only warned for 8 years since 2015, so how could you have been fooled? And you only witnessed all the abominations daily. The attempt to overthrow the government, the extortion of a foreign nation under attack. You saw it all, and it didn't sway you. Now all of a sudden you're getting swayed. Gee, I wonder why. So this is a woman, I've never seen her post before. And she's responding to Elon saying, algorithm tweak coming soon to promote more informational, entertaining content. We will publish the changes. This is when he talked about more positive content, and boy, we'll get to that one in a second. But let's get to this woman and what she's saying. We were lured here for the promise of free speech. No, you weren't. An oligarch bought a website because the website helped bring down Donnie shitbags in the first 4 years. Vlad got pissed about that. Elon got pissed about that. The Saudis got pissed about that. Puff Daddy got pissed about that. They all bought the website and some other parties. Had nothing to do with free speech ever. Had to do with ruining the website because it was an effective tool for truth. We all jumped at the opportunity to pay to support the movement that leveled the playing field. It didn't level anything. Every major social media site had plenty of prominent right-wingers, some with defamation lawsuits against them, still platform this myth that only righties were taken down. I wasn't a righty. I got taken down left and fucking right. Every website I went to. Son. What you talking about? And this woman didn't care about none of that. Now all of a sudden she cares. Yeah, this myth that only righties were getting taken down on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, fucking straight bullshit. I ain't a righty. I got taken down left and right. Well, the mob wanted me taken down, so you know. Just like this mob that took advantage of you rubes and saw you as marks. But you had no problem as long as the Buffalo Bills were going to win the game. Now you're seeing the real story, and it hasn't even really begun yet. Wait till you really see. So to level the playing field was plenty level. Now we got one oligarch banning whoever he feels like it, and now he's banning right-wingers. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Both. We championed Elon and supported and welcomed him with open arms as he joined MAGA. Yeah, the globalist, right? As Alex would say, as Alex would call him before he sold out to him. Oh, he's a right-wing globalist, so that's cool. Now. No, he's an opportunist globalist, that's all. And again, I'm only using that word globalist is because that's what Alex uses. That's what the right-wing machine uses. And that's what you rubes will understand. So if you want to describe people as globalists, well, here's the globalist of them all. And she's admitting that you all invited him into MAGA and accepted the globalist. But you warned us for so many years about globalists and how it was bad. Oh, that's right. You were just lying your ass off and spouting talking points you heard from Vlad and Assange, Vlad's boy, Vlad's agent. So much in here. That's so much bullshit, so much ass kissing. Then we watch as account after account was demonetized, stolen subscribers, and eventually suspended. Hey, honey, I had 700 followers on Twitter. 200 of them disappeared overnight. Right, we're going to say it was purging of bots, right, guys? Why don't Elon ever purge any of the bots that follow him? Over 70% bots. I notice none of them get purged. His numbers always go up. You sad, pathetic individuals got me on some list where you just snatched 200 followers from a tiny little 700 follower, account. Reminds me of YouTube. Reminds me of the mob. Reminds me of the adjudicated criminal Google. They did the same thing in various ways. They got me on a list too, don't worry. Now we're told to zone out on entertainment content and pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Only share positive content and pretend the world isn't burning down around us. What the fuck kind of game is this? You people lit the fire, son. Now you complaining. This is what I mean about you people. Until it comes to your door, you don't give a fuck. And you don't believe any of the bullshit you've been spouting for years, because you just co-signed the biggest globalist ever. All that right-wing bullshit, conspiracy shit. You listened for years. You told your neighbors, your friends. You fucking let it be pounded into your head. You believed it. Well, now you co-signing it. Now you ushered it in. And now the people that saw you as marks don't need you anymore. But you were warned. I told you by the end of this, back in 2015, everyone would be crying. And I mean everyone. This is just the beginning of you people starting to realize, but you knew before. This woman here, she knew before what she was doing. But now, some of the negative side effects are hitting the MAGA crowd. They're starting to understand that maybe I should have listened to that history lesson so many years ago. Never sign on to fascism. Never enable it. Never clap and watch as fascism goes after some other group of people. Because guess what, children? Eventually, it's coming to your doorstep, too. Just ask the Germans. A lot of them clapped as Hitler rounded up Jews or whoever he felt like. Until it came to their doorstep. Well, MAGA, you're starting to see the beginnings of it coming to your doorstep. It don't feel nice, does it? Oh, there's so much more to come. All the websites been planning this for a while to get rid of all you fools that made them billions. They want to nice it all up now. 'Cause they all know what this is. They just don't want you saying what this is. So yeah, the MAGA All-Stars and certain MAGA influencers, many financed by Vlad, I'm sure, or groups affiliated with him, are starting to see it come to their doorstep. And Donnie didn't even take the throne yet. What Nikki been saying? Social scores, stuff like that. All coming. Pretty quick, too. Where else do they do these types of things? Oh, in fascist China. in fascist Russia. It's happening faster than even I thought. Oligarchs getting gunned down. I warned you all, great and small. Don't let your country become Russia. Too late. You already have. Let's continue. Okay, one day after Elon or Leon, whatever, the abject hypocrite, said, let's all start being nice on the website. We're going to start enforcing that nice policy. You can't say unnecessarily mean things about public figures. Ooh, they've been waiting to institute that one for a long time. As the public figures say whatever the fuck they want, right? Public figures like Leon Scum, right? Because the very next day that he, in his wisdom, in his oligarch wisdom, born on third, wants to teach you something. The person has to work for a living. In his wisdom, he feels it's too negative on the website. Negative, like this perhaps. This person, Leon Scum put a survey up early today. America should liberate the people of Britain from their tyrannical government, yes or no? Advocating invasion of Britain, our main ally in the world. Do you realize how unhinged, how power hungry, how sociopathic these people are that they even make these statements? Who the fuck is this Canadian South African apartheid asshole to be inciting an invasion of Britain? I told you they want him bad in Britain. They want him bad in France too, but we'll get to that. This guy is inciting real problems. And again, if I was in Parliament in Britain, I'd be calling on my colleagues to pass some form of legislation where we ban X, because you can't have this kind of shit, man. They would ban some regular user if he posted some shit like this on almost every website for inciting violence or something. The richest man in the world who bought it with Russian and Saudi money, on his website, he can just say this shit about an entire country. I wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk gets arrested next time he sets foot in Europe, if he ever leaves Mar-a-Lago, because he don't want Donnie to have a free second. So that's the first post, and I have to ask the question, is this the positivity Leon Scum was talking about? They're talking about making jokes about annexing Canada, making jokes about annexing Greenland, making jokes about annexing the Panama Canal. Now it's let's invade Britain. What the fuck is wrong with these people? I have a feeling that just like Europe needed America back in the World War II era, I have a feeling because of you rubes, because you're going to allow these people, you allowed them, you gave them permission, your permission, to loot your country. I have a feeling we're going to be left in a weakened position. And we're going to need Europe to come save us this time. After Donnie and Elon told them to go fuck themselves every day. You think it can't happen? You think empires don't fall, son, when you hand them over to your enemies, which is Russia, by the way. If you didn't know, you best ask somebody. And I know the disingenuous jagoffs, we're not at war with Russia. We've been at war with Russia, son, since 1945. Hasn't stopped for a second. A half-ass student of history and politics would know this. Anyway, the other comment, again, one day after Richest man in the world, visionary, genius, oligarch, God, right? Asks us all to be nicer on his website, that we're all the mean ones. This person said this: Elon Musk is rapidly becoming the largest spreader of disinformation in human history, hijacking political debates in the process. The EU must take action. Yes, the EU must take action because America was too chicken shit too. This man should have been fucking deported, every contract and clearance revoked. This guy's been an obvious ally of Russia, our fucking enemy, for a long fucking time. He ain't hiding it, neither's Donnie shitbags. Why did you people allow this in law enforcement? What the fuck is wrong with you? Again, I must ask, Mr. Garland. The fuck did you do to our country, you piece of shit? Worthless asshole. So Elon responded to this very person, and this is a real post. It's not fake. F you retard. Like a true 3-year-old, exactly what I've been describing him as from second one, since he came on the magazine. Opportunist. Welfare queen. Your money made this thing what it is. Where he gets to fuck with your country, but you gave him permission. You handed it to him, so what would you care? Yeah, so the day after telling us all to be nicer on the websites, in other words, we can ban you for whatever we want. We don't like what you said about that public figure. That was unnecessary in our judgment. But Leon Scum can get up and tell random people, F you retard. Are you fucking kidding me? What a joke this timeline is. What have you rubes done? Just like that woman said, one of you, one of the cultists, we invited him in, we accepted him. That's your fault. This is your fault. So don't complain now, and sure as fuck don't complain to us. People that tried to warn you for 8 fucking years. That gets shut down every 3 seconds. This gentleman, I posted this earlier. I'm not going to show his picture again. This footage is all over the internet. This isn't a secret. This gentleman and his family, there's about 4 people in the car, maybe 1 child. I can't tell. It's 2 women, a man, and maybe 1 child. I can't see the whole thing. And the footage shows him. Of course, he had to film it because everybody wants to be a motherfucking star, don't they? And he ain't got jack shit for talent, and he ain't got jack shit to say. But anyway, remember that MAGA dude? I can't even remember his name because they're just all so forgettable. Such leeches, such power-hungry, nakedly ambitious automatons. They're all the same. Remember the dude was literally spouting the MAGA talking points at a podium at an event, and he stroked out and fell on the stage. Collapsed with the talking points on his lips. I warned you, don't die with them talking points on your lips. I don't think he died, though. But you never know. And you don't want them lies on your lips in your last moments. Well, these people, the gentleman driving, puts in a tape or plays something on his phone, and what it basically is the acronym MAGA over the acronym YMCA. So when you get to the chorus, instead of YMCA, MAGA, so they're singing that in the car, and it's playing in the background. And it's a little bit snowy, the road's a little slushy, and he's all happy, MAGA, and it's playing. Yeah, say it, sing it, no! And no one got hurt, thank God, because I don't want people to get hurt. That's not the point of what I'm saying here. The truck totally fucked. And you hear him. They must have ran into like a metal guardrail, went over it a little bit, because it's a big pickup truck of some sort, or SUV. And you hear the woman say, "Oh, well, the truck is done." And he says, he says, "Oh, no, it's not done." And he tries to start it up and move it, and you're, grinding. And he's like, "I'm sorry," whatever her name is. And I just wondered again, I'm like, remember the boat parades? Some of the boats sank. The Trump boat parades. Remember that shit? It's like these people keep being fed signs and they don't see them or acknowledge them. They just keep walking that plank until there's no plank left. That's what I'm trying to warn you for. Before there's no plank left. So yes, this gentleman ruined his truck because he wanted to be a star and get his moment with his family singing the MAGA song. And he ruined the truck over it and almost hurt his family over it. A portent, perhaps? I don't know. Here's an interesting comment. Elon Musk filed a lot of lawsuits last year, but he didn't sue Dustin Moskovitz for calling Tesla an accounting fraud bigger than Enron. Well, someone as thin-skinned as Elon is, or Leon, would definitely sue over that statement, wouldn't they? I think they would. Even if it was true, they would still sue. So it must really be true. But I've been saying that for a while, and I've been seeing that for a while. I wouldn't say it if I didn't see it. I wouldn't say it just because I don't like the man, and believe me, I don't like the man. I'm saying it because I see a stock price keep going up based on nothing, based on slumping sales every month, based on no new products, and based on a bunch of promises like so many young men made to rich people that never came true, as the companies failed in less than a year and a half, or whatever. After, a couple friends or a group of friends threw each other under the bus, hoping to be the one standing last. Kind of like Mr. Zuckerberg. Same old story. So why didn't he sue this guy for saying he's a fraud bigger than Enron? Maybe it's true. France could freeze the financial assets of Elon Musk and jail him for foreign election interference. Yes, France is not fucking around. They just passed something and they will potentially ban his website. And I'm sorry, when you're inciting fucking violence in various countries, when you're obviously using the website to spread certain propaganda, at the very top, the person that owns it, if you're doing that, you deserve to get shut down. I'm sorry. All you people at the various websites had no problem telling me when I needed to be shut down, or telling the world when I needed to be shut down. But what about you, Dad? What about all that Russian money you took? What about all those lies you allowed to spread for decades as you took the money? Not dangerous, right? You's about to see how dangerous it is. You're starting to see it, aren't you? Especially after that first person got gunned down. But that's not the real danger. The real danger is when thuggery takes true hold at the top, and it's this close, man. Then everyone's a target, and guess who's number one target? The richest people in society. Target for the mob at the top. I tried to warn you of that as well, and I'm sure you all were watching. Again, it's a shame so many people over the years took the time they spent watching me to figure out how they could fuck with me, shut me down, etc., smear me, whatever, instead of hearing the wisdom. Such a shame. Maybe all of you wouldn't have to suffer so much in the coming couple years. Here's a comment by Elon, and here's the pot calling the kettle black, right? The Guardian, that's in quotes, is a nest of pedophile apologists. So I guess the Guardian must have said something negative about the monarch, the child king, right? That's funny coming from Elon. I just read you yesterday the text message between Leon Scum and Jeffrey Epstein, where Epstein asked Elon, hey, were you able to hook up with Ghislaine the other day for kung fu practice? That sounds real, right? That's like when a guy calls up for some weed, okay, on a cell phone or something, or on his own phone. He calls his weed dealer. Remember this shit in the 80s and 90s? Before the computers got real big and stuff and the cell phones got real big. Remember, some dudes would call their weed dealer up and they'd say something like, yeah, I need a couple more of them tires. Shit like that. You know, code language. What do you think kung fu practice is? You guys love code language, right? You guys dissected all those Assange leaks, or Vlad leaks, I call them, and decoded all that coded language, right? What about this coded language? You didn't mind that. And this text message been out for a while. It been out before Elon bought the presidency. You didn't care, though. Let me say that again. Jeffrey Epstein here. Hey, Elon, were you able to hook up with Ghislaine for kung fu practice? But wait a minute, I thought The Guardian is a nest of pedophile apologists. It sounds like MAGA are the pedophile apologists. Joe Biden wasn't on Epstein's plane. Kamala Harris wasn't on Epstein's plane. Donnie Shitbags was. Footage with him at Epstein. I could go on and on. Picture after picture. Picture after picture. Him and Puff Daddy. Jeffy Boy dies on Donnie's watch. Shortly after Big Bill pays him a visit. I know the Clintons snuck in there and did it, right? I know. So it's kind of funny, the day after I read you Mr. Musk's exchange, email or text, I can't remember what it was, but it was an exchange. Undeniable. About Kung Fu and about Ghislaine. And them hooking up. No problem with that, right, Rubes? But The Guardian is a nest of pedophile apologists, right? This is Vlad Tactics 101. It's been going on since the early 2000s. And the right wing's been using it ever since. Call any liberal or any liberal thing pedophilia or a pedophile. It's so fucking sad to watch. Cernovich did it for years. Jones did it for years. They probably still do it. I don't pay attention to them anymore, so I don't know. But that was the go-to thing. Elon did it to some guy who was trying to rescue some people. I can't even remember the story. That's the go-to thing with the Russian op people. People like Elon. Call people pedophiles. Meanwhile, Elon's the one texting or emailing with Jeff Epstein. Donnie Shitbags is the one partying with Jeff Epstein. We have footage. You saw it. Didn't sway you, right? Because it's on your team. So you'll co-sign it. Going to cost you your country, son, and it may cost you a lot more than that. Careful. Again, I ask, or again, I beg. Whether you like me, hate me, love me, get out of the cult while you still can. You know what you're doing. You know it ain't right. Do yourself a favor, because it don't get me shit. Okay, Trudeau resigned today. I heard about this a few days that it was going to happen. It's funny how Donnie's making jokes for a week or two or three about Canada being the 51st state. Trudeau pays him a visit. Next thing we know, Trudeau's resigning. Now, I'm hearing it's a political maneuver because Trudeau's not as popular as he once was, and they want to try and run someone else in the future, and this pauses government for a few months, and it's some kind of stalling tactic. Okay, if that's what it is, whatever. But guess what? Country tried that experiment already. Your basement. America. The country that's over now. Maybe partly because we tried that experiment. We took the proven leader, the only person to ever beat the guy who tried to overthrow the government in an election, and they threw him under the bus and they ran somebody else with 3 months before the election. Did you hear what I just said? It didn't work. And I assume a lot of people were pissed at the lack of justice dispensed, among other very important issues. But it only should have taken one vote to beat Donnie Shitbags. You know why? Because none of you should have voted for him. Because it's going to cost you all. That's not a threat. I'm not the one that's going to be, asking for the toll. The thuggery you have now emboldened and handed your country over to will be will be taking the toll. So, of course, Donnie Shitbags had to weigh in, but I find it awful coincidental that he's cracking jokes about the 51st state for a little bit. Everything seems to be going Donnie's way. Now Trudeau's out. Again, we tried that experiment in America. It didn't work. Careful, Canada. It's too late for us. Learn from our mistakes. Take this shit seriously. This shit I'm about to read you take seriously. This is a different time, son. Most of you don't realize it yet, I know. You will very soon. Many people in Canada love, that's in caps, being the 51st state. No, they don't. The United States can no longer suffer the massive trade deficits and subsidies that Canada needs to stay afloat. Whew. Justin Trudeau knew this and resigned. If Canada merged with the U.S., there would be no tariffs, taxes would go way down, and they would be totally secure, that's in all caps, from the threat of Russian and Chinese ships that are constantly surrounding them. Together, what a great nation it would be. There's not Russian and Chinese ships constantly surrounding them, but I think what Donnie's trying to say is there could be. What is Donnie trying to say here? What I said to you 10 times on camera in the past few months. What does the mob do in the community to business owners? Or countries in this case. Because countries are sure valuable. They say, hey, you look like you're doing good business here. It's kind of dangerous out there. You know, the Chinese and Russian warships circling your country. You need some security, don't you? Okay, 2 million a day. That's doable, right? Or do we got to get physical? That's all this is right here. That's all this is. More threats. And I hope Canada takes it seriously. And here's something I realized when I read this specific post. Donnie becoming a globalist now. Donnie don't believe in borders no more. Did you notice that? Donnie probably don't even know what a globalist is. But whatever makes Donnie more money. And if Canada got scared and said, yeah, we'll be the 51st state, fuck it. Minerals, oil, etc. stolen from Canada. Donnie's pocket and his buddy's pocket. Greenland. Somebody gets scared. Donnie maybe deploys the military. What's Denmark gonna do? What are they gonna do? Got a war with the United States? I doubt it. Oil, minerals, metals, etc. Greenland. Donnie and his buddies split the spoils. Panama Canal. Donnie not only sees himself as king of America, he sees himself as king of the world. Why? Because America is the empire of today. I've told you that. We are Rome, whether you like it or not. So even the Panama Canal, even other countries, Canada, Greenland, etc., nothing is safe. Donnie thinks he's king of the world to the point where he'll tell the people that are running the Panama Canal, if you want to run that, you got to pay me or we going to take it. That's how Donnie sees this entire country now, this entire planet now. You want to do business? You want the permission to do business? You pay me! Why do you think every CEO is lining up to pay him $1 million apiece? Of course it's 1 million. They know he's coming back for more. I hope you know. I'm probably about all your guys' ages by now, very close. Some of you may be older, a couple may even be younger than me. I hope you learned that lesson by now. I hope the money and success, in quotes, hasn't clouded your mind that you actually think you're getting off for $1 million. Because you isn't. Again, the oligarchs, the CEOs, the high-level executives in companies, the people that are worried about their portfolios all the time, that have that kind of money. The rubes at the bottom, all of you, are perfectly cool doing the damage and co-signing the damage as long as it happens to other people. When it comes to your doorstep, though, my God, the fear I see on all of you. Those influencers are scared, those MAGA influencers. I've never seen them so scared. And guess who's doing it to you? Guess who's gonna do it to you? It ain't gonna be the evil liberals that you've been lying about since 1945. Made a whole industry out of lying about liberals in this country. Vlad even joined in after a while. Stole a lot of his money back, but, whatever. That's Vlad. Again, you people all tried to warn the world. You really didn't care about any of it, but you put these warnings forth nonetheless. And now it looks like Donnie's going globalist, and that's your buzzword, not mine. And Elon's is a globalist, and you people all co-signed it. But you knew what you were doing. You can't lie anymore and say you didn't. But the real point is, too many people in this world, great and small, rich and poor, don't give a fuck about anything till it comes to their fucking doorstep. And guess what happens, or guess what time it is when it knocks on your door? Too fucking late. Just like it's too late for America. Thanks, Rubes. Until the next episode of The Apocalypse. Have a wonderful evening.